In 2016, the EU came out with 17 different goals that they wanted to either achieve by 2020 or 2030. The 17 goals are no poverty, zero hunger, good health and well-being, quality education, gender equality, clean water and sanitation, affordable and clean energy, decent work and economic growth, industry, innovation and infrastructure, reduced inequalities, sustainable cities and communities, responsible consumption and production, climate action, life below water, life on land, peace and justice, strong institutions, partnerships for the goals. But today, I'll be going more into detail about goal number 4. Quality education. Because if everyone has good education, everyone has equal opportunities. This particular goal has 10 different targets. The first one is free primary and secondary education. The second one is equal access to quality pre-primary education for boys and girls. Number 3 is equal access for affordable technical, vocational, and higher education. Number 4 is increase the number of people with relevant skills for financial success. Number 5 is to eliminate all discrimination in education. Number 6 is universal literacy and numeracy. Number 7 is education for sustainable development and global citizenship. Number 8 is build and upgrade inclusive and safe schools. Number 9 is to expand higher education scholarships for developing countries. And the 10th and last target is to increase the supply of qualified teachers in developing countries. Only target number 9 wanted to be achieved by 2020. All the others are set to be achieved by 2030. However, process towards quality education was already slower than required before the pandemic, but COVID-19 has had devastating impacts on education. Without additional measure, an estimated 84 million children and young people will stay out of school by 2030, and approximately 300 million students will lack the basic numeracy and literacy skills necessary for success in life. Education is the key that will allow many other sustainable development goals to be achieved. When people are able to get quality education, they can break from the cycle of poverty. Education helps to reduce inequalities and to reach gender equality. It also empowers people everywhere to live more healthy and sustainable lives. Education is also crucial to fostering tolerance between people and contributes to more peaceful societies. While progress has been made towards the 2030 education targets, continued efforts are required to address challenges and ensure that quality education is accessible to all. Between 2015 and 2021, there was an increase in worldwide primary school compilation, lower secondary compilation, and upper secondary compilation. However, the progress made during this period was notably slower compared to 15 years prior. Now, the big question is, what challenges remain? According to national education targets, the percentage of students attaining basic reading skills by the end of primary school is foreseen to rise from 51% in 2015 to 67% by 2030. However, as I said, estimated 300 million children and young people will still lack basic numeracy and literacy skills by 2030. So this is a challenge that is very important to overcome. Economic constraints coupled with issues of learning outcomes and dropout rates persist in marginalized areas, underscoring the need for continued global commitment to ensuring inclusive and equitable education for all. Low levels of information and communications technology skills are also a major barrier to achieving universal and meaningful connectivity. Next question is, where are people struggling the most to have access to education? Sub-Saharan Africa faces the biggest challenges in providing schools with basic resources. The situation is extreme at the primary and lower secondary levels, where less than one half of schools in Sub-Saharan Africa have access to drinking water, electricity, computers, and the internet. Inequalities will also worsen unless the gap between underconnected and highly digitalized countries is not addressed. Unfortunately, women and girls are one of the groups that have more difficult access to education. About 40% of countries have not achieved gender equality in primary education. These disadvantages in education also translate into lack of access to skills and limited opportunities in the labor market for young women. Now, what can you do? To deliver on Goal 4, education financing must become a national investment priority. Furthermore, measures such as making education free and compulsory, increasing the number of teachers, improving basic school infrastructures, and embracing digital transformation are essential. As a viewer, you can find a charity that supports Goal 4. You can also donate used books, promote and take free online courses, and visit your local school and ask what school supplies they need. If it's necessary, you can start a school supply drive in your community. You can also provide tutoring and homework assistance and teach languages or deliver a lesson on the global goals. And of course, stay informed.